Okay, so I bought these back in February 2017 and I've now had these for about a year. I got them from eBay for around £20, so they weren't overly expensive and I wasn't really expecting much for them. So, what are my thoughts on these 1 year on? In general, they're not too bad. Comfort and fit isn't too bad, but they can be a little weird at times. Some days they would stay in the ear without any problem, and other times they might just want to push out, and for some reason they really didn't want to fit in well. But generally, when they were in, they felt fairly secure, although I wouldn't really feel too comfortable to go running with them. I probably would look to be using something to put over them to keep them in if I was to be doing any strenuous activity. So looking at keeping them in, I started off using the small earbud adapter and then moved on to the middle-sized earbud adapter, which for me was a little bit more comfortable and a slightly better fit, and this tended to help it stay in easier as well. So sound quality. This wasn't actually too bad, and music and speech does sound good. I would even go as far in saying that it may sound better at a stretch than the standard wire earpods you get with the iPhone, but this may just be because of the rubber ear grip giving a better noise isolation. But there were times when the sound and voices wouldn't be in sync with a video or YouTube. This could range from very slightly but annoyingly noticeable to about a second or so. Sometimes I would just get on and continue watching and listening, and sometimes I'd have to reset the video, and it did seem to fix it. So pairing. Initially, they weren't too difficult to pair. Effectively, you paired a slave earbud to a master earbud and then paired the master earbud to your phone. Doing it this way meant you could then use the earbuds as stereo earbuds, but you always had to use the master to connect to the phone. Although on a daily basis I tended to pair each one separately, so I could pick and choose which one to use. This was more for my style of listening, as I really only tended to use one at a time. This also meant that I could extend my listening times. I would turn one on and it would pair with the phone, and when the battery started to die I would turn it off, put it back into charge, and then turn the second one on and be able to continue using it. Also, the times when one failed to pair, which became quite annoying, there was a second chance. There were times when the earbuds would fail to connect with the phone, and this did happen on numerous occasions. I could be using one perfectly fine 1 minute, turn it off, and then a little while later turn it back on and it would fail to pair with the phone. And when this happened, almost on most occasions it was really difficult to repair the earbud back with the phone. There is a setting on the earbud that you press and hold or double tap and it goes into pairing mode, but after the earbud disconnected from the phone, most of the time this didn't seem to work. I don't know why, and at one point I was without earbuds for a week or so neither of them were going into pairing mode, and in the end it seemed randomly that it would work again. I would try them out every now and again just to see if I get them working, and they wouldn't, and then one time they just seemed to work again. Although I did find a couple of techniques that would help repair them again. One was to be sure they were fully charged, as there were times it wouldn't seem to go into pairing mode when there wasn't enough charge in them. The other was to reinitiate a full pairing sequence again, so I'd need to pair a slave to the master earbud and then the master to the phone, and on most occasions this did seem to help and resolve the problem. So battery. There are 3 batteries involved, one in each earbud and the main holder charger. You can get a couple of good full charges from each earbud from the main battery without a problem, which was good, which meant you could potentially, using one earbud at a time, get a good day's listening. Also on the iPhone you can see the battery percentage for each earbud in the battery app, and it does come up on the top bar display, but this is more of a guesstimate, which is next to the headphone icon. But the usage and standby times could vary. There were times it would meet the documented usage times, and this was great when that happened. And there are times it seemed to fall quite short and only last 30-40 minutes if I was lucky, and this was from what appeared to be full charged. There were times it would be in standby for a day and I would get an hour's listening out of it still, and there were times I'd take it directly from the charger holder and it would only last 30 minutes. It would show as fully charged both on the phone and the little LED you plugged back into the charger. So basically when you plug it into charging it will flash red and it shows charging. When it gets fully charged it flashes blue a few times and then stops. So this would happen quite regularly where it would show as fully charged in the charger but wouldn't last very long. So there were some occasions that it seemed there wasn't a good charging terminal connection when the earbud was redocked and you had to wiggle it a bit to get it charging, and this was obviously a bit frustrating, especially if you had it in your pockets where it would potentially move about and disconnect. On the iPhone you could access the battery app and it would show the iPhone battery percentage as well as some of the Bluetooth devices connected, so you can see the earbud's estimated battery percentage remaining. But I wasn't always too sure how accurate this would be at times, as a fully charged earbud battery may show 80%. So, one time I inadvertently left one of my earbuds in my jeans pocket when it went through the washing machine, and at first I really didn't realise I'd done this. I was unable to find the earbuds. It wasn't on the charger, it wasn't anywhere else I would have left it, so I searched through all my pockets of clothing I'd been wearing for the past few days, and then wondered if it was in the jeans I had just washed. So, as these were hanging up, I felt them, and there was a lump in there. Put my hands in, and I pulled out the earbud. So at this point I thought, what are the chances it's still going to work? I pushed the on button, and I apprehensively waited. And lo and behold, there was a beep and a voice saying, "Phone 1 connected." So to my surprise and delight, it still seemed to work. It connected with the phone, battery was showing as 80%, and it still sounded okay. The wash cycle was a full intensive 2.5-3 hours program as well, so it wasn't just a quick wash, it was a full-on intensive cycle. So to be fair, it done pretty well with its robustness and waterproofness in that department. I will have to wait and see how the long term affects it, but it appears still to be working well at the moment, and that's 3 months on. So must have some level of water resistance, but I still wouldn't want to take them swimming just. Okay, so the main holder charger unit can also be used as an emergency power bank, but don't expect much from it, as from 20% on my iPhone it only charged to 31%, but at least it will give you a small amount of emergency power if needed. The unit was also fully charged at the time, so all in all I've been fairly impressed with these little things, although frustrated when they fail to pair at times. There are times they don't feel too secure in the ears and feel like they're going to fall out, but generally the sound quality was impressive for how much I paid for them and what they were, and when the battery seemed to last, I seemed to get a good hour and a half, 2 hours out of them sometimes. So all in all, I have been fairly impressed by them. Okay, so if you made it all the way through, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Obviously I'm trying to reach the magic 1,000 on subscribers, so any subscribers will be much appreciated and returned. So if you like it, please leave a comment, let me know, or also leave a comment if you think there's any ways I can improve. But thanks for watching.